Alright, this is a lesson on section 5.6, solving rational equations. You're going to use a lot of the same techniques you used when you're adding and subtracting and multiplying, dividing these rational expressions. So we'll start with something on the easier side. When you have a fraction, you can solve this by cross multiplying, and you might remember doing something like this, like if you had 3x equals x over 5. If you cross multiplied, you'd have 10 equals 3x if you did this and solve for x. You can do something similar with this, okay? So we're going to multiply 4 times x plus 6 equals 5 times 2x. Then it's pretty much simplifying after that. So distributive property. Then we have to solve for x, so we have to subtract 4x from both sides. So 24 equals 6x, and then divide both sides by 6, and we have x equals 4. Over here, same idea, but I strongly suggest that you factor first, because it will make your life a little easier in the long run, or it can anyway. So if you factor this denominator first, you are going to get a 4 and a 2. 4 is going to be negative, and the 2, no, the 4 is going to be positive, and the 2 is going to be negative. Okay, now what we're going to do is do the cross multiplication. So it would be 4 times x minus 2 times x plus 4 equals 4 times x minus 4 times x plus 4. Okay, now I want you to take a look at this. Look what happens when you're solving for this. So we can divide both sides by 4, and the 4's are going to cancel out, and you're going to get x minus 2 times x plus 4 equals x minus 4 plus times x plus 4. Then you can divide both sides by x plus 4, and you're going to get x minus 2 equals x minus 4. And hopefully you'll look at that and go, wait a minute, that's kind of weird. Because what's going to happen is there's no solution here. If you subtract 2 from an x and you subtract 4 from that same number, you're never going to have the same thing. And if you were to try to solve for x, your x's are going to disappear. So what happens here is you actually have no solution to that problem. Okay? Next example. This one gets a little bit harder. Okay, here you've got an addition and then equals a fraction. Now you can actually do this addition just like you learned in the first place, okay, like we did in class earlier. Find a common denominator and so on. Or you can try to wipe out all these fractions at the beginning. Just get rid of them from the get-go. And to do that, you have to find a common denominator amongst all 3 of these. If you find a common denominator amongst all 3 of these, you can multiply both sides of the equation by the common by what you need to get the common denominator, and you will have your fractions completely wiped out. Okay? So, when we're doing this, our first step has to be to figure out what the common denominator is. Okay? So the common denominator happens to be, we have 2 times x, x plus 7, and then we already have the x. So our common denominator is going to be, or what we're going to do is multiply both sides of the equation by what that would be, which would be 2x times x plus 7. Okay? I guess we'll put parentheses like that. All right? 2x times x plus 7. We're going to multiply both sides of the equation by that. 2x times x plus 7. Okay, we're going to multiply the left side of the equation by that, and the right side of the equation by that. When we do that, this is what happens. Here, I'm going to get rid of that. This 3 right here is in my way. Get rid of that. Okay. So let's do the right side first. It's a little easier. So what happens when these x's will cancel, and on the right side we're left with a negative 1 times 2 times x plus 7. That's what we're left with on the right hand side. On this side we have to use the distributive property, so we're going to do this times this first. So the two x's are going to cancel out, and we're going to be left with x plus 7. Then we're going to multiply this times this. So the x plus 7 is going to cancel out, and we're going to be left with 2x. So that's going to be plus 6x. So doing that, you wipe the fractions out completely right at the beginning, okay? And they're completely gone. Now you're left with just, something. This is you can handle this. So you got an x here and a 6x here. So we've got 7x plus 7 equals a negative 2 times x plus 7. So I'm going to just simplify a little bit here. 7x plus 7 equals a negative 2x minus 14. All right, then I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides and get 7x equals negative 2x minus 21, and then add 2x to both sides. So at this point you're just doing your basic algebra again. So you're going to get a 9x equals a negative 21. Okay, so x is going to equal a negative 21 over 9. Okay, and you could simplify that to negative 7/3. Okay, now what I would like you to do is you're going to try this. You try this problem. All right, hopefully you've tried it and entered in an answer. So this one we're going to do with cross multiplying. So 9 times x plus 2 equals 4 times 3x. Distribute. And then we're going to subtract 9x from both sides. So we're going to get 18 equals 3x. So x is going to equal 6. And if you plug it back into the equation, you'll find that that's correct. Okay, hopefully you got that right.